Imagine building a C++ program where your code practically organizes itself, making it easier to manage and expand. That's the magic of object-oriented programming. In this video, we are going to unlock it together. We will go from zero to the first functional object-oriented programming application, exploring how classes and objects bring structure and power to your C++ objects. What if mastering OOP was simpler than you thought? So let's begin with object-oriented first program. So let's begin with it. So first we need to include the header file, as we have already completed with this. Then we have to use using namespace standard keyword. If you haven't watched my previous video, which is nothing but basic structure of C++, make sure to watch it. So first one is class. So what is a definition of a class? So definition of a class is a blueprint for an object. So what is a blueprint for an object? You can think of a class as a group of variables and functions. It means that all things at one place. What do you mean by all things at one place? In C programming, we used to declare a variable inside a function. But did we declare a function? Did we created a function inside something? Of course not. So in C++, what we are going to do is, we are going to create a class in which we can declare variables as well as the member functions. So what is the syntax of a class? So syntax of a class is class followed by the class name, open curly braces, then it consists of data members, which are also known as variables, as well as member functions, which are known as functions. So this is the syntax of a class. So let's try how to create a class. So let's create a class named as addition. Let's create a class named addition. It consists of two data members, which will be under a public keyword. So what is right now public? Public is nothing but an access specifier, access modifier, which will be taught to you in the further lecture. So inside the public keyword, we will declare two variables named as number1 and number2. These two variables are nothing but data members of the class addition. Next, here we will declare two member functions. First function will take the input from the user and store it inside these data members. And second function will be the output function, which will basically display the addition value on the screen. For that, we will create a function named as input number, inside which we are going to use the cout function, which is the output function used in C++ programming. Enter two numbers. Cin function is the input function which we use, number1, number2. So when the input number function, that is the member function of the class addition, will be called, it will take the two numbers and store it inside their respective variables, respective data members, that is number1 and number2. Now let's do one thing. Let's display the value. Display name of the member function is sum, which will display the addition of these two numbers. Addition number1 plus number2. So this is how we create a class. So next one is creating the main function, which is the main program execution where the story begins. Now when I run the code, what will happen? It is successfully executed. So we have created a class named addition, which consists of two data members, that is number1 and number2, which is of data type integer, and we have created two member functions. First function is input number member function, and second one is sum member function. So now what we have to do is, we have to access these data members and member functions. For that, we need to create the object of the class. So what is an object? An object is nothing but the instance of the class. You can think of object as the variable which is of data type class. So what is the syntax of creating an object? So syntax of creating an object is class name followed by the object variable name. This is the syntax of the object. So example, let's say I have to create an object named A1 which is of class addition. So here I have successfully created an object named as A1 which is of data type class addition. Now what's next? Next is nothing but I have to access the input number function. For that we will use member operator. So what is a member operator? Member operator is nothing but a symbol which is dot. It is used to access the data members and member functions inside the class with the help of the object. So how we will access it? So syntax is in front of you. Object member operator followed by the function call. As we all know about function call syntax, if you don't know about function call syntax, make sure to watch my previous video in C programming playlist, that is functions in C programming. You will get to know about it. So member operator followed by the function name. So function name is input number open close parenthesis semicolon. So when I execute the code, the input number function, that is the member function of the class addition, is successfully executed. So I will try to give the numbers. So it has successfully taken the input from the user and stored it inside the data members number 1 and number 2. Now I have to display the addition on the screen. That is, I have to call out the sum function, that is the member function of the class addition. So we can call it with the help of the member operator as well. So object member operator followed by the function call. So when I execute the code again and give the values, then it will execute the sum function as well with the help of the member operator. We can create as many objects as we want. Let's say I have created two objects, A1 object and A2 object. So the functions which we call depends on the object for which object we have called out the member functions. So in this program we have called out for the A1 object. Now let's say I have to call out for the A2 object. So same process will be going on, but the difference is nothing but object and its values will be stored in the data members related to their object. So let's say I have created the same thing. Now it is taking the input from the user for A1 object. So let's say I have taken 25. So it has displayed me the value, that is 50, and afterwards it is asking for numbers again, which is for the A2 object. Now I am giving it. So this is all about your first object oriented programming program. So what is a class? A class is a blueprint for an object. That is nothing but it is a group of variables and functions which is under the name class. It is a feature of encapsulation where we have stored the data members, that is variables, and the member functions, that is functions, all at one place under a single name class. If you want to access the data members and member functions of the class, we need to create the object of the class. In simple terms, it's like data type variable name, where the data type is class and the class is known as a user defined data type, whereas object is nothing but the variable name which is of data type class itself. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more programming updates. Thank you.